What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, with today's news of the actual NBA schedule coming out today, of course, a lot of things can be said about, certain games, marquee matchups, potential matchups of, MVP contender players, and that first chance to see what teams look like. So I don't want to talk about all the marquee matchups for the first week of the NBA season. I don't actually want to get into a lot of games. I actually want to talk about opening night. Now, of course, we all know the NBA's opening night is somewhat a big deal, right? It's smack dab in the middle of the NFL season. It's right in the grips of college football, and the NBA chooses to start their season early October this year. Thank goodness for that. We don't have to deal with no sense of a pandemic, no sense of the season starting later than usual. We actually have an October date for the season to actually begin. So, with that being said, we have two great games on schedule to be played at the beginning of the season. You have the 76ers playing the Boston Celtics in the early game, which will be 7:30 p.m. And the night game will be the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. And we all know that will be the Warriors' ring ceremony for their previous championship. Congratulations to them. Now, I really want to talk about first that Philadelphia-Boston game. Because presently, right now, both of those teams are being talked about in the hunt for Kevin Durant as far as trade rumors. Could we see a possible Kevin Durant with the Celtics? Him and Jason Tatum come that game in October? Or could we see a scenario where the Sixers pull off the unthinkable and they trade for KD to join Harden and Embiid? It can be a lot. It's a lot of question marks right now, presently, because of course, even if KD don't join the Sixers, this will be the first season off season that Harden and Embiid actually got to be together. James is saying that he's going to be healthy going to the next season. We get another chance to see how Tyrese Maxey looks. We get more opportunity to see if Tobias Harris actually comes around to be that focal point of the Sixers offense that Doc Rivers wants him to be. And Embiid play at that MVP caliber level. I'm interested to see what happens, because if you're a basketball fan, you know that centers' window of opportunity are not long. And I say that because we see the caliber of skill that Joel Embiid has. We see the caliber of talent that Philadelphia as a front office has put around him year after year. And a championship has not been the thing that has come about, from the days of Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick, etc., etc. So, I'm interested to see how all of this unfolds for Philadelphia this upcoming season. The Celtics, on the other hand, the biggest question mark is whether or not they are going to trade Jaylen Brown. Because they bring back almost everyone, I believe, to take another title run. They are the favorite to win the championship. Vegas has them as the favorite currently. They brought back Robert Williams. They brought back Al Horford. They currently have Marcus Smart, Derek White. They scoop Malcolm Brogdon. Still have Tatum and Brown. So, I mean, you look at the Boston Celtics and you say, how can they not return as potential Eastern Conference champions? Now, the NBA is totally different than it was a lot of years ago. You know, you look at teams. I use Miami for example. I mean, even though it was the season in the bubble, you look at certain teams and you say, I could see them going on a run for the next 5 years. But everyone isn't as fortunate as the Golden State Warriors. You know, you lose a piece, you gain a piece. You lose a piece, you win a championship. That's the Warriors' fortune. And every team in the league doesn't have the same fortune. Other teams have more misfortunes than anything. You know, the Celtics haven't won anything since the days of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. So, I'm interested to see how far this nucleus will get them. Because honestly, I know the type of coach Brad Stevens is. I know the type of, front office guy he is, because if things don't go, I'll say, look at last year, right? Last year, they were at a bottom tier team in the East, a bottom tier team in the league, and the Celtics were not on anyone's radar to make a title run. And we see how that story ended up for them. They lost to the Warriors, a better team. But I believe the Celtics did get better in adding Malcolm Brogdon. I think they are better with the duo of Horford and Williams. So I'm interested to see how things unfold for them. Jason Tatum is young. Jaylen Brown is young. Will the Celtics allow them to grow together is the ultimate question. Will the Celtics allow the nucleus, the core that they built in-house, to grow together? Like I said, we see what happened when the Warriors allowed that to happen. Now, bear in mind that KD did join them, and 2 championships came from that. But at the same time, the recent championship that the Warriors just won, Kevin Durant was not a part of. So I'm going to watch that game closely. Granted, it's only one game. I'm not going to put too much stock into the game. But I'm going to say, because of the track record that the Philadelphia 76ers have had with the Boston Celtics in recent memory, going back to regular season and playoff matchups, I'm going to say the Celtics win that game. A close game, but Celtics win by 8 points. I believe the game is going to be in the low hundreds, but I see the Celtics winning that game. Now let's go to the night game. The game that me as an NBA fan, I am excited. It's not my team, but, I love seeing ring celebrations. I love to see hard work and dedication get awarded. I love to see the camaraderie of players, coaches, management, fans celebrate, a championship win, because they're all in it together. So the Warriors will end up playing the Los Angeles Lakers, game 1 of their season. And let me get it out the way first before I go to the game. I think the Warriors are going to win this game. Not running away, but I believe the Warriors are going to win this game by more than 10. Now, I say that to say this. Could the Lakers spoil the party? Of course. Of course, bear in mind, LeBron James knows what it's like for Steph Curry and Draymond and Clay to celebrate in his face. So, maybe this will be the night that LeBron puts his, proverbial Superman cape on his back and tell the Lakers and the rest of the team, ride with me. I'm going to take us there. But that shouldn't be the case. Anthony Davis should be the one to put the league on notice in game 1. Like last year, it was just a fluke. I'm going to drop 30 and 15. If Russell Westbrook is still there, we want to see a triple-double. I want to see the Lakers show some promise. Show me that you want to be a contender. You have LeBron. You have Davis. You have Westbrook. You brought in a young nucleus and a young core to fill out the bench. You still have Austin Reeves. So we will see how things unfold for the Lakers in game 1. New coach, Coach Ham, who's been on, NBA sidelines for years now. Can he coach up the Lakers to actually want to play defense? To take the process of competing night in and night out seriously. Because we can sit here and say the Los Angeles Lakers will be a force to be reckoned with if healthy, right? We can say that. We can say that Russell Westbrook is a generational talent. We can say, when healthy, Anthony Davis could be one of the top 10 players in the league. And we know what LeBron James brings to the table. This will be him going into season 20, I believe. Came off of 30 points per game last year. And playing at an incredible high level. So, I say all that to say the Warriors will not have any of that in game 1. I see a big game from Steph Curry. 35, at least 7 made threes. I see Draymond going out there and doing Draymond things. 8 points, 8 assists, 10 rebounds. I see Clay coming back into form. Somewhere around 20. Andrew Wiggins having a good game. 20, 25. And don't forget about Jordan Poole. So we will see. But again, this is not the Warriors team from last year. There's no Otto Porter Jr. There's no Gary Payton II. No Juan Toscano Anderson. So the bench will be a little thin. Bear in mind that the Warriors make do with what they have. It's never a position or a situation where you look at the Warriors and you say, well, they don't have him, so only player that I can arguably say that if the Warriors do not have him game 1, I would be afraid of their chances is number 30. We see what happened when Steph broke his wrist or hand. I believe it was his hand. The year that they ended up with the number 2 pick in the draft and they chose James Wiseman. They do have James Wiseman coming back into the fold. I seen him during the summer league, and I seen what he's capable of when healthy. Right? I seen him in college. He hasn't played in a few years. So I'm definitely interested to see where things go for him and how his season ultimately pans out. I believe Mac McClung is still on their roster. I don't know if Mac is signed with their G League affiliate or is he on the official roster. I will have to check that as this video is being uploaded. So, man, I'm excited for this season, man. I can't wait till training camp begins. I'm going to unfold a lot of videos once training camp begins because I want to let a lot of rosters be set before I make these videos that I got coming up. Of course, I'm going to pick who I think is going to win the NBA championship this year. I'm going to pick who I think is going to be sixth man, rookie of the year, most improved, coach of the year, and rookie of the year. So I'm definitely invested in this season. I cannot wait to see how all these things unfold. Players, franchises and organizations, fan bases. I can't wait, man. This is for me, this feels like Christmas is almost coming, so to speak, right? Because this is the NBA season is the gift that keeps on giving, in my opinion. I love the league. I've been an avid basketball fan for all my life, basically. I've been a rabid Chicago Bulls fan since the 90s. And I'm just excited to see where things go. I'm definitely going to do a Chicago Bulls video. I hope you guys are ready for that. Yeah. So it's Astronaut H. Of course, always, I appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And yeah, man, there's no more I could say. Comment down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. And it's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network. I'll catch you guys on the next video.